All right, let's just take a look at some of the submissions made by the former IEBC CEO Ezra Chiloba, who is currently facing the Public Accounts Committee over queries raised by the Auditor General's report between the 2016 and 2017 financial period. Let's just take a look at some of the queries raised by Chiloba during his submission before the PAC. Now, on the purchase of KIEMS kit, the Commission met severally, according to Chiloba, and it is on record that direct procurement for the KIEMS kit, which were used in the 2017 general election, had been considered way before a meeting they had on the 31st of March 2017. Also touching on the excess purchase of data bundles, the Auditor General in his report observed that 149,640.5 gigabytes of data bundle valued at 127 million shillings, roughly around there, were procured from 3 service providers, and only 605.3 GB valued at 515,269 Kenya shillings were utilized. Of course, this was one of the areas the Auditor General touched on in his report, and the IEBC former CEO Ezra Chiloba was at pains to explain this. He said the decision to have 2 SIM cards per kit was informed by the need to mitigate the risk of failure over reliance on one. Now, this approach was meant that redundancy cost, the cost of an additional SIM card and bundles, had to be absorbed by the Commission. So that large discrepancy in terms of the amount that was actually utilized versus the amount that they had procured, that's how he explained it. Let's take a look at the irregular award of contracts as well. Now, although it is true that the head of the procurement unit signed some notification of awards, they were only exercising delegated authority. This is what the former IEBC CEO had to say on the irregular award of contracts. Now, remember, this is just some of the submissions. We've tried to summarize them, but we'll definitely give you more comprehensive analysis of this particular submission in our subsequent news bulletins. Now, concluding and the resolution that he made, he mentioned that a few members of the Commission decided to send him away on compulsory leave in order to invite the Auditor General to undertake a comprehensive audit. But instead, what happened, according to the IEBC former CEO, was a continuation of an engineered internal audit, which they used to frame a narrative that there was something wrong at the Commission and that the former CEO was solely responsible. And this is why we mentioned earlier on that he accused Wafula Chebukati, the chairperson of the IEBC, of trying to throw him under the bus. Now, the loss of 9 billion Kenya shillings at the IEBC hit the news headlines earlier on, but he mentioned that the loss of this amount of money would only mean that there was absolutely no money for any of the critical procurements at the Commission in the period under review. And he summarized by saying nothing could be farther from the truth. So this is just a summary of the former IEBC CEO Ezra Chiloba's submission before the Parliamentary Public Accounts Committee. Remember, that particular session is still ongoing, and we'll continue bringing you the latest developments, even as the former IEBC CEO battles to clear his name